Nicole Kali, Black Rockers United Media, meets last year's tragedy. A Nairobi, Kenya metalcore band for over 10 years now. Wow. So everyone knows who's rocking our 21st Brew Talk of 2021. That sounds so cool to say.
It does. It really
Diallo
does.
Gatsabaki
Yeah.
joins us
Yeah.
today as rhythm guitarist of last year's tragedy. And with us in spirit are David Cheesy Mbure, lead vocalist, Ted Ngure, harsh vocalist, bassist Mahia Mutua, drummer George Atsula, lead shredder Joseph Wangonya, and keyboardist Ruto Keep Kule. Yes,
Yes.
we love you all and we feel your presence here. You're still
Yeah.
shredding. 10 years, does it feel like
Yes.
it, first of all?
In many ways, yes. Just to put this in context, when we started out, I technically more than 10 years, because when we started out, I mean, we were just kids in uni and we didn't know what we're doing. I mean, most of us have families now, people have kids, but yeah, so 10 years, a decade, man. It's surreal, so to speak.
My goodness. I mean, I
Yeah,
bet it's surreal.
it is. They asked me or they begged me not to embarrass the rest of the band, so I will do my best.
I mean, this is already a fantastic interview. I'm loving the energy, Diallo.
Thank you. I'm pumped.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I mean, we've followed ever since we started following you and just seeing the work that you're doing and putting a lot of Black artists in the spotlight, man. So for us, this is an honor. This little country, in East Africa, and yeah, so just, I mean, the kind of people you bring on board just to talk about, more important than just the music, a lot of the issues that faces them as Black people and which are unique to us. It's amazing. So I'm really excited for this, and I can't even begin to express how humbled I am that people from outside Kenya listen to our music and are digging it. So yeah.
Like, seriously, Diallo?
Yes.
Like,
Yeah. It is.
really?
Yeah.
I mean, like, we're mutually humbled because you've been in this game so much longer than us, and we've listened to you for, gosh, about 10 years, as long as you've been around.
Yeah.
And like, it's a country that's small with a big sound and big issues, right? The issues are almost kind of eclipsed by how many of you there are and how much you're speaking to power. So thank you for doing that with metal, because I think you and I can agree that metal is one of the easiest ways to really break up that corruption and that power.
It is. Yeah, it really is. And this really speaks to what we feel about personally. And it's funny, a lot of the questions we got asked about why in a band or why you listen to metal music when we were younger, you're like, you guys are so angry, you're angry all the time. But, in the country and where we live in, as a Black person, especially even as a Kenyan as well, I mean, you have to be angry, you have to be upset, in the world that we live in. So metal just lends itself so easily to be sort of a channel, to express yourself, and this, aggressively, so to speak.
All right.
Yeah.
In that way, is that how you met in university? Were you all metalheads and you just kind of synchronized from there, or?
It is, actually. So it's a funny story because I think the first one we're doing induction and everyone was just getting to know each other. I was wearing a metal t-shirt, and that's how literally the lead singer just walked up to me. He's like, hey, I guess you listen to metal. And I'm like, yeah, I do. And he's like, we do. And I know some guys who do this. And none of us could play at the time. Yeah. So we just banded this little group of misfits. And I mean, we used to sneak out of classes just to go and just watch music videos all the time. Yeah, which are probably like 5 years behind or something. But yeah. So I mean, we really grew, and just that common love for the genre really brought us together. And one day we literally decided, why don't we form a band? And it was half a joke. We're just like, man, where are we going to get instruments, man? I can't play anything, you can't play anything. And somehow, I mean, if you want to, sometimes in life, if you want to do it, you'll just find a way. Yeah, I think what makes it even better is that the university in which we're in was like super conservative. So we stood out. Yeah, we'd walk together and we would stand out, man. So imagine going to class with like a Sepultura t-shirt or something. Yeah, so yeah.
I'm imagining that environment, and it's almost like you kind of rocked harder, and I guess the message probably hit that much more.
It did, yeah, because it feeds that rebellious nature, of course, at the time. We were much younger, but also I think because it was, like I said, super conservative, very Christian and whatnot. I think it was easy for us guys to see a lot of the, how can I say, like sort of hypocrisies that come out in the things that were being taught in school and real life. And yeah, so that actually added a lot of the themes that we talk about in our music till this day.
Wow. So
Yeah,
it's kind of an evolution of metaphysical reality, finding out what's really going on, you know?
yeah,
Wow.
yeah,
Oh, that definitely shows in your music. Ever since Challenge Accepted, for sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, 7 years since we wrote Challenge Accepted, I think a lot of the things that we're talking about back then still ring true. The world has changed a lot, but in many ways hasn't. So as long as we live here and as long as the world still has all these challenges, we'll always have music to write.
100%, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, circling back around to the fan support and obviously
Yeah.
the new album release,
Yes.
Amongst Lions on Andromeda
Yeah.
Music that just
Yeah.
became a reality.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how do you
Wow.
feel? How does the band feel in
Yeah.
the aftermath?
Yeah. I can say, and I think everyone in the band feels the same way. It's like we are first relieved. We are so relieved. I mean, making music is fun and everything, but it's also hard. Yeah, I mean, we don't do this for a living, so to speak. It would be very hard to make a living out of music solely here. But yeah, so a lot of sacrifices we have to make on the daily just to make sure we can make the music.
Right.
It just fills us with so much pride that now it's finally done and the music is no longer ours. We've shared it with the world, and that's it. So I think towards the end of the recording process, we had to have a sort of chat, and we needed to just like get ourselves pumped. You're like, after this, there's no looking back, and you always second guess yourself with the sort of music you come up with. It's like, oh, I wish I'd done this better and done this better. But I
Real.
mean, progress over perfection. So we are relieved. We're happy. I mean, like I said at the beginning, the reception has just been amazing. People have just really come through for us, and they're loving the music, and that's all we wanted.
Yes, you
Yeah,
love it. The fans love
yeah.
it. The world has shown maximum feedback, yo.
Yes, yes, they have. We're getting comments and people buying the album from literally this is as far as Russia, and I was just like, wow, yeah, that's incredible. Yeah, I didn't think, and that's the beauty of music, like the reach
Oh my
is
gosh.
infinite. Yeah,
Wow. So like pretty much almost every corner of the earth, if you thought about it, like
it
almost
is.
what you didn't
Yeah,
even expect in
I
different
know.
places.
Yes.
The truth telling of Amongst Lions and various tracks like Intercessor and Threat Level Midnight, do you think it also speaks to people in countries that are going through something similar right now?
Yeah, well, I should hope so, because I mean, we wrote these lyrics from our perspective, yes, but a lot of these things I think rings true wherever. If you live in a country that has such an oppressive government, or if you're for some of the songs that necessarily just talk about the human condition and dealing with self-doubt or depression, I think regardless of where you're on the planet, a lot of people do face these things. Yeah, so we wrote it from the context of our eyes, but I think it does apply.
Yes, there are 11 colossal compositions on the album Amongst Lions. Again, last year's Tragedy's latest groundbreaking project, which brought the best of the best in Kenya together. How do you feel about working with artists like Rish?
Oh man, so we keep telling guys like Rish, we are such fanboys for Rish, and we've known her for the longest time. We really are, like we really are. So, I mean, we knew from the very beginning that we wanted to work with her, and she's like super cool. She's so chill, and I think when we wrote the song, first we just knew this is it, Intercessor, and it wasn't even called that at the time. It was some other lame name, like something like Till Further Notice, I guess. We had no idea. So, I mean, we let her go first
Yeah.
because we're gentlemen. We let her go first, and she did have vocals, and I mean, we had to completely rethink the song. Yeah, that's how good she is. Yeah, we just had to throw all our original ideas and just write around what she had recorded, because it was so beautiful, it was so moving, and yeah, we're just stoked that she could lend her talents on our album.
Me too. She made it shine in the way that it really like it seems timeless, like we're going to be
Yes.
listening to this long after 2021. It's a really solid collaboration and really beautifully done album. Congratulations.
Thank you. Yes, Nick from Andromeda Music he's on such an excellent producer, and he really pushed us. Yeah, I think coming to the end, the way we initially went with our pre-recorded tracks and how they sound now is just very different. There's so much more wholesome. There's just a lot more storytelling going on, and he really pushed us there. So we owe him a lot.
Yes. How
Yeah,
does it feel to work with other Kenyan metal music producers? I mean, that's just a reality that I think is so
yeah,
awesome. That's
it
kick
is.
ass.
It is, and we're hoping. Actually, one of the things we're hoping after this is that a lot more people, just because of the quality of the production, a lot of more people will actually just pick up. If they had any news about forming bands and whatever, they're able to pick up because they're proud. They're saying, "Hey, Kenyans are doing it." Yeah, and for us, that's always been what we really wanted to do in terms of this. When I guess when we were younger, we did, and then reality sets in real quick. But I mean, the way we were inspired to like pick up the guitars, drums, and that sort of thing is what we'd like to do for others. We'd like to show others, this can be a dream. If you want it, you just go ahead and do it. Don't be worried about judgment. And yeah, so that's literally what started us on this path, and we can hope we can do that for other bands as well.
Yes. Pave the
Yeah,
way for other metalheads as well.
precisely.
Yeah. How do you feel about recording the feeling of the pandemic before COVID? There's an expression of solidarity and anger and fear at leadership. We're in this together.
Yeah, I think the album was only halfway done before the lockdown hit us here in Kenya. So just from a logistic perspective, it was so difficult to go and record it because Andromeda Music it's in a town that's about like 30 or 40 kilometers away. So we have to literally go there and
Okay.
record, and we had to make the most of the time we had. But we did really try to capture that sort of desperation. There was a nervous ball, it was anxiety all around the time, especially at the beginning because there was a lot of misinformation about the disease. And even as guys recording, we had to make sure that we do the morally responsible thing, with the masks and sanitizing and everything. And we just wanted to capture that. And from the very beginning, I think even from the intro of the song, you can just tell, there's this sort of weird, there's this what's gonna happen, are we gonna be okay? Are we gonna make it? That sort of thing. And that's literally, I think, carries itself throughout the entire album. It goes to some dark areas, but as a band, we've always been about seeing the light, that proverbial light of the tunnel. So that's what we love to sing about.
It's beautiful, yeah.
Mm,
That's so dope.
yeah.
Do you songwrite as a group or do you collaborate after writing alone, like each of you?
Yeah, I think it's a mixture of both.
That's cool.
So yeah, it's really cool. So being the rhythm guitarist, so I'll try when I'm jamming, I'll come up with something and then I'll go present to the band or the bassist or the drummer, that sort of thing, and we come up with ideas. But sometimes like I'll write a complete song, and if it doesn't suck, I just go and present this guys and I was like, hey guys, here's a song. They're just like, no, it sucks, and then we play it for a while, and they're just like, yeah, it has potential, and then it goes. So it works both ways, and I think this stems also because especially earlier in our career, we used to really jam a lot. We used to just sit there for
Mhm.
hours and just play whatever came to our mind. And yeah, I think
So,
that's important because it keeps the fun aspect of making music. Yeah, yeah. At the end of the day, if you're not having fun while you're doing this, what's the point? So yeah, people just throw in the ideas, and what works works, and what doesn't, gets trashed. Yeah,
cool. I like that. That's really nice synergy.
it
So
is.
that's how you've kept the band going for so long, everyone.
Yeah.
Very
It helps that
cool.
we're friends as well. Yeah. So
Oh, yeah, you're
yeah,
really
it does.
good friends.
Yeah. So it's so cool. I mean, sometimes we'll be in practice, and then you're like, let's say the Ruto, the keyboardist, he'll bring his two daughters, to come and see us playing, which is just the most wholesome thing ever.
That's so beautiful.
Yeah, I know,
Oh.
and yeah, and then sometimes they just they attempt to sing our songs and stuff. Well, the parts, I guess, when we're not screaming or anything. So it's rewarding in itself.
Yeah, everyone's got families now and metal
Yeah,
is part of everyone's lives still.
exactly.
That's really dope.
Yeah,
Yes, what can we rockers do for future generations, Diallo?
man. I think we have a big responsibility to ensure that we keep this genre going. I think it's very powerful. It's life changing. for a lot of people, and I've had this, and these are the kind of comments that really, touch me. People say, your song really spoke to me in a way that no other form of content can. Yeah, particular feeling that they had, like you spoke to me, and I'm just like, that's really powerful. So, I mean, if you're fortunate enough to be able to be in a position to produce music and music of this genre, especially, I think you should just definitely go ahead and do it. Inspire others. I mean, we are really inspired by the other Kenyan bands that are there. They're fantastic. It's a small scene in Kenya, but it's small, proud, and loud, so to speak. Yeah. So proud and loud. And there's such camaraderie. We all support each other. I mean, when we go to gigs, literally a band will get off the stage and then, come back to support the other band that's playing. There's no rock star sort of egos and whatnot. And yeah, I'd love to see that grow.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, and that's the sort of mark that we'd like to leave. Yeah.
Are there any bands that you like are referring to in particular, like Power Slide or Murphy's Flaw? Both
All
of
of
who
them.
are awesome.
All of them. Yeah. I think one of the luxuries of being in the scene of playing this long is that we've seen a lot of bands also come up, and we've had opportunities. They came to us, oh, we love your band, and then we formed this band, and we're like, cool, and we've played many shows together. So we literally love every Kenyan band. We gush every time we have to talk about them. When we meet at shows, we just ask each other how stuff is doing. So like I said, it's real bonds that are formed here. And that's the kind of community I'd love us to grow and spread.
That's amazing insight.
Yeah.
Will there be live performances soon, maybe?
Yeah. That's the number one question. Everyone's asking us. And obviously, I think each member of the band, there's nothing worse. We sit at this point where it's great. We have an album out. We've worked so hard to do this, but now we can't go and play live, or, it feels like the work is only half done because people are just like, I want to hear this song live, and I want to watch this song live. And for us guys, we want to do the right thing, which means making sure that everyone is safe. More importantly, because COVID is still a thing. People forget, but it's still a thing, still dangerous. People are still losing their lives. So I think for us, what we're going to do is definitely just monitor the situation closely. Yeah, whether it's the vaccine that comes or until we get to the point where we feel like we can have shows or live gigs and still be protect the people who come to watch us. That's where we are at right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Loving the optimism, my friend. And I definitely think maybe Black Rockers United could help you if you just want to have a stream of just you guys, like the video Violation. That'd be cool.
Definitely, yeah. So if live gigs aren't going to happen, then probably streaming.
Yeah.
So those are the conversations we're having right now, but want to make sure we do it right, be as professional as possible. That's definitely in the works, and you'll be the first people to know.
Yes. Yeah. And y'all will be the first to get some brew merch because that's coming soon.
Nice.
United tees.
Yeah, awesome.
Yes. Yeah. Diallo, is there anything else that you'd love to share with us? You're so cool. I'm so happy that we got to spend some time together. I'm Bruce.
Thank you. Yeah. One, I know I've said this a million times, but just thank you so much for the support to everyone who has supported us so far. We want our music to travel far and wide. We don't even care if people like it or not. We just want people to know, hey, we don't even care, man. We're past that point. We just want people to know that, man, there's a band in Kenya who do something that they're very passionate about. There are bands in Kenya. There's a rock scene in town, and Africa as a whole, man, it's just so rich. Yeah, it's just so rich, man. And I don't think there's never been a more, I think, opportune moment for us guys to really just take up that mantle and shine, because this music literally belongs to us. Yeah, so we should take that mantle up and own it.
Yeah, but thank you. Yeah. I can't say it any better than you can, Diallo. That was badass.
Thank you.
Well, the future definitely holds more collaborations between you and I and last year's tragedy and African rockers and metalheads as a whole.
Yes.
Yeah. We're family and we are Black Rockers.
We are family, yes. Yes. And I love it, man. We do this journey, we go through this journey together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Know that we're always here for you, and you are awesome and appreciated, Diallo.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Looking for that day in the future. I don't care how long it is that we will come and play there, or you will come down and watch gigs here in Kenya, man. I know it'll happen. I know
It's
it'll
part of the future, much like
happen.
Samantha Hollins is like out in
Yeah,
Botswana and stuff. I would love
yeah,
to come to Kenya and
yeah,
cover the
yeah.
scene there.
Yeah. I mean, we get jealous, some of the Southern African countries' scenes are so great. Yeah,
Yes.
like Botswana is just metal as hell. And
Yeah.
Angola, yeah, man, Botswana is metal as hell, but we are super jealous of those guys. And South Africa, the scene is amazing. So, yeah, I mean, God willing, you guys come down or we come there, get to hang out in person. Yeah, that's what we're looking forward to.
Same here, my friend. Last year's tragedy's future is bright and metal.
Thank you.
Yes. And so is Black Rockers United.
Yeah, it is.
I'm so proud of you, Diallo.
Thank you. Thank you so much. That means the world.
You already
Yeah.
know. Yes, thank you for stopping by our brew talk, Diallo. Nicole Kali signing out. Till next time.